Good evening. Welcome to our school committee meeting for this evening, February 24th, 2020. It is 6 p.m. I'd like to call our meeting to order and start with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. This is a bit of an off-schedule meeting for us. We do not have a student representative this evening, and I do not see any public here for our public comment and communication section, so we will skip on through old business. Anyone on the committee have any old business they would like to address? Okay, any new business? Okay, superintendent's report. I believe we're just going to skip right to, okay, we're going to skip through to our school committee and subcommittee report and go right to our consent agenda, where we have a single item on our agenda tonight. Mr. Romano is going to join us for that.
All right, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming in tonight, especially. So we set about launching a DECA club this year. DECA is the Distributive Education Clubs of America. It doesn't really do that anymore. It's a business, kind of National Honor Society, and they do competitive things too. It's a great extracurricular. We had a level of success that we didn't anticipate. So the kids went to a conference where they competed, and 4 of the students qualified for states. The other 4 qualified for the kind of Jeopardy-style quiz bowl that they do. So we had to kind of put a rush on this to make sure that they were able to go. They are going to be competing at the states, and we wanted to get them set in with their advisor and everything else set in place.
Yeah, so I think we'd already approved the trip.
You approved the trip? Yep.
So the stipend, a couple weeks ago, but
so this is the club and the stipend.
Yeah, so it's
that we're looking
establishing.
at.
Yeah.
So
Just jumping in real quickly.
Yeah.
So the issue was that, as you know, we were in a holding pattern with the Douglas Teachers Association because we were in the negotiation stage.
Yep.
But they were good enough to meet with us and for this particular item, because we wanted to make sure that our students were attending as representative of our school, and they are recognized as members of the DECA Club. And so we thank the Douglas Teachers Association for sitting with us and working out the remuneration for the position, and that was very helpful. And we actually, I think Courtney's probably the only one who remembers this, but 7 or 8 years ago, we wanted to start a DECA Club,
Yeah.
but the business program got
Yeah.
taken down a few pegs because of some reductions. So
Oh.
I'm ecstatic that this is the way we're finally getting this off the ground, and it's gone in a very favorable light. But the nuances were we talked about it, but we never approved it as a student activity, nor did we have a definitive stipend, and now we have both, and I think
we're
that's
ready
why
to
we're
go.
here tonight.
We're ready to launch.
Yeah, I think the success, I appreciate the, I'm not sure the advisor on it is currently, but I appreciate them starting this as on a kind of volunteer basis at this point. But
It's Bill Hillman. He's our business teacher. He's a
Oh, yeah,
second-year
that's right,
teacher
yeah.
and but a long veteran of State Street.
Yeah, but I think particularly given the success that the program's had so early, it definitely warrants making this kind of an official program with an official stipend on it, for sure.
We were not anticipating it for sure. So, but we're thrilled that they've gone on and need to get them going.
So we have two items under our consent agenda. One is to approve the advisor stipend for this, and the second is to approve the student activity fund account for it. So I know we have a write-up on the student activity fund here. Actually, they're both in the same write-up?
Yes,
Yeah,
I was
they
just
are.
going to
Okay,
say,
great,
yes, they're
thank you.
both,
Okay,
I did incorporate
thanks.
them both in the same motion.
In the same motion.
In the motion
Okay.
as well.
So we have a
All the
single
information is actually on the agenda item summary for both with regard to the stipend for this year, which will be prorated, with regard to the fundraising, potential costs, everything is included on the agenda item summary. But we wanted to make sure you had a chance
Okay.
to review it as well.
Yep. Thank you for combining those for us. That makes it easier. So any questions for Mr. Romano before we get to the motion? Julie, I know you just walked in, but I think you're pretty fully aware of what's going on. Okay, great.
Just
So,
the
yeah.
one thing that I think is important that everybody understands, that there is a fundraising component to this, and the expectation is that they're going to be engaged in some fundraising, because
I think the last
as much
update
as
was
we
that
want to
they
do
were-
these conferences and these competitions, there's an expense known to it. And so they're going to need to be really active in fundraising throughout the course of the year to sort of offset some of the cost for the DECA program.
If I remember from the last update, they're already well ahead of kind of expectations.
They've got a
there.
lot of ideas, you know, they're entrepreneurs in the making, so it can test their skills.
It's good.
So.
And the other thing I wanted to mention too is that the stipend will be paid for out of the general fund. It would be the competition fees and things of that nature that will be paid
That
for
would be-
by the fundraising.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So I move to approve the establishment of a new DHS Student Activity Fund account entitled DECA Club for the purpose of preparing leaders for the business world and participating in competitions and attending conferences. Further move to approve a stipend amount of $1,170 for FY 2020 and add the DECA Club stipend to Appendix C. The FY 2020 stipend will be prorated.
Okay. Motion from Callie,
Second.
second from Becky. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstained? Seeing none. All right. So Mr. Hillman's all set to go.
Thank you
And
so
the
much.
kids.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, yeah. So thank you to all of you for coming in tonight. I know it was a little off schedule here, but I think it was important to
So
getting
thank
this
you
in.
for
Thank you,
putting
Courtney.
this
Appreciate
together
that.
last minute. Thank you guys for all being
Yeah.
willing to come in. Again, as I said, and Julie, you weren't here, the important piece of this was that we really wanted to make sure that this was a recognized group as they go to competition. So that's why we had to do this today.
Okay.
And so there are copies there for you to sign. Everybody has to sign them because we keep an original, the DTA gets an original, the town hall gets an original, I keep one in the file.
Okay.
We each
so-
sign all of them.
Yes.
I did.
Gotcha.
Sign all of them.
Okay.
But other than that, I think you would be looking for a motion to adjourn as well.
Yeah, so, yeah, at that, if there's no other business, our next meeting, we are on tomorrow night with the Finance Committee.
Committee, 7
We do have
o'clock
it set up as an open meeting in case we do have a quorum, but if, again, if we don't have a quorum, then so be, our next meeting will be March 4th for our regular, kind of getting us back on schedule. So, I'm looking for a motion at 6:07.
I move to adjourn at 6:07.
Okay, motion from Becky,
Second.
second from Kelly. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are adjourned.